Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is early morning where we are. We are pretty much in the USA still, but the most southern part of the USA. So this is in a place called Marathon, and that's on the Florida Keys. Let's just venture out. We've been in the airport building. Let's go see what the day is like outside. Oh, it's nice and early, about 5:30. Let's just venture forward and see what's going on over here. There are only 3 aeroplanes getting ready to take off. Lots of action going on here. So, today we have an interesting one. We're going empty in this beautiful Challenger, which is a very powerful private jet. And we're going to be climbing up to go back to Miami to pick up some passengers. And then off to the Bahamas. So, we want to do that nice and quickly. Let's just get in there. There are 2 pilots today. There's Dudley and Rob. And let's just take it one step at a time. So I've just gone into the cockpit here. I'm just going to seat myself on the left side. Let me just get all comfortable here. Okay, and Dudley's going to be in a few moments. Okay, hi. How you doing? Okay, there we are. We're getting ready. Young Dudley, and that's me over there. On the left-hand side, on the left-hand pilot seat side. So we are looking this way. Exciting to use this jet because this is our charter for today. I'd love to buy this one. Very clean, very nice. Okay, without further ado, let's go and take off. Now, the sun is rising over there, so we don't want to be flying into the sun or anything for a takeoff. So let's taxi. There's not much wind going on here. We'll taxi to the base of that runway and then take off. So without further ado, into the cockpit we go. And there's Boogie. Turning the aeroplane. Not quite sure why we've got such slow frame rates today, but we do. Maybe it's something about this airport or this aeroplane, but we'll have another look at it in a few moments as we taxi along. These airport transports, I mean, that guy almost took off my wing there. There's the tower. Oh, it's hard to navigate if I'm not looking at the taxiway. Let's get back in. I'll give you another view down there. Okay, all the small aeroplanes on this side. Sun is rising nice and low. And I'm kind of excited about this. Especially getting to the Bahamas. So for now, let's concentrate on the windows we have. So I'm going to just change you over to another window where we are looking really closely at our flight deck. Okay, how about that? Nice looks. And a little bit of a turn around here. We do have a crosswind. You see that windsock? Okay, this is the real base of this airport. I'm just going to be turning us out a little bit. I think in internet's not looking so good today. Let's just cut across here as we align ourselves onto that runway. I think we've overshot a little bit. Okay. We'll just get to that base here nicely. Let's have a look at some of the plans we're having. For 441, let's have a look at where we are on Google Street View, just so we can get like a sense of where is Marathon. So I've got Google Street View over here. I'll get as close as I can to the runway. Let's just have a look here. Okay, I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but if you look over here, you'll see let's just have a look here. So here's the roadway that brought us here this morning. Can we go anywhere near the runway? Are they letting us in? Not really. Let's go to the main highway, see if we can get a better view of the airport. No, this is the main road. Look, we can see that. We can go to the dock over here if we like, and just look around here. Very nice over here, I must tell you. Like the island feel, the boats and everything. Really, really cool. We make this a little bit wider. Yeah, those are real views from this morning, Bryan Road. This on Google. Let's put that down there. We might use that a little bit later. Okay, let's just, I haven't been watching what the aeroplane's been doing, but let's just straighten up and stop and just get ready for our flight. So our plan today is to travel northwards. At the moment we are heading like kind of south west, so we're going to need to take I think the best way is to take a left turn. It's quicker to take a right turn, to be honest. We'll take a right turn. We'll climb up to 10,000 feet and then take it from there. Let me just move along here to our controls. Right, so we are now looking at where we're going to be going. Miami is over here on our map. It's some way over. Let's just get back there. So we are down there. We need to go along the Florida Keys. There's Miami over there. Yeah, we'll go over the shipping lanes and whatever. Just a quick one, just to land there. So KMIA is what we're going to need to put in at the top. Let's do that. KMIA. And get ready to go. And there's not much to do, to be honest. We've already set everything up. We are straight on the runway. Let's just get our headings right, just getting these numbers in. Going to head 251. We decided we were going to do a right turn. We also need to limit our speed to under 250 as while we're climbing up to 10,000 feet. This aeroplane likes to work better above 10,000, in fact above 20 or 30,000. It's even faster. But there's a law, 250 knots below 10,000 feet, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's switch on that autopilot and let's switch on our heading and let's get going. Are you ready for this? I'm ready for this. Okay. I'm hearing that noise. Okay, I don't care. Let's get going. And taxiing along the runway. A little bit of a stutter over there. Not happy about that. Oh my, something's gone wrong. The aeroplane's not functioning very well. Let's bring up our nose. That stutter is not so good, but we're above the islands. I am not sure why there is such a stutter here. Okay, but anyway, we did say we were going to limit this, so I'm doing the right turn as we planned, and we are in a nice strong climb. Very powerful aeroplane. Wow. We'll set it up at about 240 knots. Yeah, around here is going to be good, so she'll increase speed until we get high enough. We're already at 4,000 feet above sea level, so that's climbing like a bullet. Let's look on the outside quick. Wow, nice views. Look at the sun in the background. Spectacular. And the sea ahead of us. Okay, how are we doing? We are climbing. We're going through 6,600, but we are limited by speed here while we're doing our climb. Climbing at about 3,000 feet per minute, so probably about another minute, and we'll be above 10,000 where we can really wind up the gas. Okay, let's get all set up and relaxed and have a look at what's going on. Okay, so we've just taken off. I told you how we were going to turn. We need to turn backwards. I'm going to just turn us. You'll see on this map here the line of where we are heading. So we want to head kind of back to Miami. That's right on our right hand side. We did half of a turn, but that was more like a 90 degree, and we'll do that while we're climbing here. We've still got another 2,000 feet to climb. So let's see how that works while we're turning, traveling at 240 knots. Now, normally to get kilometers per hour for the South Africans or the Europeans, you can kind of, I don't know, kind of double it, but it's just to get an idea. We're going damn fast, and more than that, we are going faster because our ground speed is much faster than our air speed, always, generally. There are also nice strong winds up top here, so we are now heading kind of back into the sun as it rises in the east and sets in the west, but this is a rise for sure. And the Florida Keys are kind of oblique from south. Having a nice cup of coffee here, very strong. We're almost up to 10,000, in which case we're going to really wind up those jets, give us and then do a lovely strong climb. So I'm all excited about that as well. Let's see what we got. Now, interestingly, we've got one button over here we can just do for our best climb speed, and it will give full thrust and try and climb up at the best climb rate. We kind of like this. 240. We're at 10,000, so let's give it a shot. I'm going to increase speed now up to maybe say 350. You can hear those jets powering up. Let's look on the outside. I mean, these are Bombardier jets. Hell of a thing. Really very, 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 very powerful. You can see the wind flow behind them. Very, very cool. We're already up to about 340 knots. Wow, very cool. Okay, and let's get a little bit more precision direction, because we want to just climb up as high as we can. So let's get up to about 20,000 feet. So flight level 200 is going to be our target for this one. I'm going to head straight and level and set our target to flight level 200. Let's make it flight level 25 and then climb up it as fast as we can. 250, that is. Let's get it more or less down there. And that was on the flight plan anyway, so we were cleared to as planned. Let me get this exactly on there, otherwise they're going to tell me I'm too low or too high. Alright, and bringing up my nose a little bit, this is the feet per minute. So what I set at the bottom there is going to be what I expect this aeroplane to climb at. I'm going to give it a bit of a bang, maybe even at about 5,000 or 6,000 feet. Am I pushing my luck a little bit? Maybe. I am indeed giving it that. I'm also giving it the best climb I've got. We are achieving that. That's the beauty of this aeroplane. It just climbs and climbs and climbs. And our airspeed is oscillating around about 340 knots. But because of the climb, I said 356, so let's let it just do its own thing. I'll give it maximum. Whatever it's got is maximum, and we'll see how it climbs. Good. We're all looking good. Now, we did say we wanted to go to Miami. I've entered in the ICAO code, KMIA. On this system, when you click that, it comes up with a bit of basic stuff, and then we get detailed later. So KMIA is Miami International, which is Miami, Florida. It's 53 nautical miles from where we are now. What else information do we have? Its circuit altitude is 1,000 feet, which is typical because it's pretty much at sea level. Its wind today is at 360 degrees, which is northerly from the north at 4 knots. So it doesn't really matter which runway we come down at when we're approaching at about 140. That 4 knots is not going to blow us slower or faster much. And we have a very, very detailed METAR. The weather on the 30th, they say at 6:53 UTC, shows the wind is blowing from 360 at 4, the visibility is 10 statute miles, the sky condition has few clouds at 13,000 feet and broken clouds right up at 20,000, which is kind of where we are. You can see it's slightly below us, so those are the broken clouds. The temperature is 25 degrees on the ground, dew point 24 degrees. Yeah, that's kind of high humidity, isn't it? The altimeter is 3005, automated station without precipitation, discriminate, blah, 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 blah. Maintenance needed on this weather station. Great. One click of the button here, let me just show you how we eliminate all this garbage. We'll turn us towards Miami. Look, we're going 90% towards Miami, but now we are going 100% towards Miami. Kind of bit of traffic in the front over there. We're at flight level 25 as we requested. We are going at about 345, which is what we wanted, which is pretty damn fast. But our ground speed is 505 knots. Now, kilometers per hour, how the hell do we calculate that? Well, knots and miles per hour are kind of the same, but miles per hour is about 1.6 kilometers per hour in that way. So multiply it by, say, 1.5. You're going at about 650 kilometers per hour. That's damn fast. I mean, a car going 200 k's an hour would get a really hefty ticket. We're going 3 times that, and we don't even need to land in jail for that. So also our airspeed warning is going. I just can't switch it off on this particular aeroplane. But let's look around us. To our right is the Pacific Ocean, bit of clouds, just blue, blue, blue. On our left-hand side would be the west side of Florida. Look, oh, somebody just passed us. Damn, is somebody trying to get my attention? That looks like somebody is flying awfully close to us. And ahead of us would be Miami, down there somewhere. We are going pretty fast. So, seeing we are going so fast, it tells me that from this altitude and this speed, 2 minutes would get me over Miami. Well, we're going to need to adjust that because I've been talking so much. I'm going to get optional approaches from Miami for now, and start a descent. So I'm going to just check the one that suits my wind conditions, which is that one. You'll notice there that the computer's chosen runway 30. It's got a lot of different runways. Remember, runways go from left to right, or right to left, depending, or up or down, whatever that might be. Let's just ask ATC for an approach and what one they are actually using. Let's use the nearest airport list and just ask them about that, because we are landing there. Do we have any information? Problem when we are so close, and we are quite close. Florida has a huge amount of airports. Let's just see if we can find Miami and just ask them which one is in use. I see one there, KMIA. Did I get it? No, I didn't. It moved and changed too quickly. Let's try one more time. There it is. KMIA, and we'll tell them we just want to do a full stop landing just for a short time. So we're telling him we're 9 miles southwest. We're at 17,000 because we've been descending from 25. And they're saying wind is calm. We expect that, and fly left base runway 09. Well, I chose runway 30, but they liking to use 09. So let's go find that. I see it over there. I'm going to just click it in, and all of a sudden it's changed our entire flow. I thought I was coming in from right to left, or from east to west. This one's saying no, we're doing it the other way. So west to east it is, and we better slow down really fast. So I'm going to just bring down our speed down to an acceptable approach, which would be probably about 180. In fact, I've got a better way of doing this. I've got this toggle auto thrust, and what that does is it actually puts in an approach speed. Also, I'm going to put on these air brakes. Let's have a look from the outside what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that over there. Can you see anything? Let me just get a little bit down, and you can see as I switching them on. Do you see those air brakes go up? That slows us down a lot. Now you can see while we are doing that maneuver, look at our speed coming from 330 really right down, and you know what, we are going to be rocketing down like a bullet. Let's put on some flaps as well, and indeed we are rocketing down like a bullet. Oh my word, like a bullet. And the reason for that is because we are so close to the airport. We are going way too fast. We did accept the 09 approach. Damn, that was insane. That was a very fast descent. Let's just bring up the nose a little bit and see what else we got over there. Really? That's not the one. We're going to go around for a 09. Wow, I'm getting such slow frames per second. I don't know what to do about it. Okay, so let's just see what's going on over here. We got down on time. We got to the right altitude. We are now going on top or north, you can see there, of MIA. We're going to turn around and come in this way from west to east on runway 09. So let's just settle back and enjoy the flights. But you know, it's my frame rate is extremely slow this evening. We had that from right at the beginning. I see the sun has come up quite nicely. We're expecting to turn shortly. So we do have our auto thrust on. It's going to adjust speeds down to probably about 140 is going to be an acceptable, better approach speed. And we've got our flaps all the way down because we are about to turn in on our final now. So we were cleared to land already, so we're all set for that. Let's just adjust our directional instrument and recalibrate that because we came up from 25,000, and also our barometer, just to check that our heights are properly being monitored for this particular airport. Going over all these water blocks, which is typical of Miami. Remember, it's almost at absolute sea level. So they're basically, if you look at Miami, you can think of it as 1,000 islands making up a city just here nearby the port. It's also one of the most busy ports for the Caribbean and the whole of the East Coast. Also stuff from Africa that went around Africa, or Europe comes in as a main port for Southern America. We are turning. We are almost aligned onto runway 09. We have some reflection from the sun. Remember, the sun rises in the east, and we're going pure east to land. So we got to keep the sun's going to be in our eyes. That's what we can expect. Look at it reflecting off this pond or this water area. When in doubt, trust your instruments. So, what do we know? We're about 800 feet above the ground. We're heading for waypoint 2. We should be directly on target. Not sure if we are or we're not, but it does look good. I do see the runway. Do you see the runway right ahead here? Let me just point at it. There it is over there. So we're looking kind of good. Remember, it's a big aeroplane. We're not expecting light landings like we did in the Bonanza, but let's see how we do. So slightly left of the runway, but we'll get a little bit more straight as we get closer. There's the tower, but this sort of 4 frames a second or whatever I'm getting is insane. It's not easy to fly. What that also means, the 4 frames a second, means everything that I'm doing here, if I press a button, it only works kind of 1 or 2 seconds later. Not so good. So this is our runway. Just going to lift up the nose a tad. And the auto thrust should cut the engines any moment, which is just done. We don't want to do that too high because then the airplane stalls a little bit high. I'm just holding it off from the runway.
This video will show you top 10 things to do in Miami. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications,
for sure.
and share your own Miami experience in the comments below. Center of Cuban life and culture in Miami's Little Havana district. The area is famous for its restaurants, ventanitas, bakeries, markets, and festivals. You can discover who are some of the most famous people in the Latin American entertainment industry when you walk through the Calle Ocho Walk of Fame, which is
Let's look at Key Biscayne and moving
Key
forward.
Biscayne is an island located a short drive over a bridge from downtown Miami. This former coconut plantation is now a paradise-like collection of lush parks, golden beaches, and charming neighborhoods. The island is divided into two parks. In the north, you will find Crandon Beach Park, featuring a family amusement center and a nature center, converted into Miami's thriving arts hub, featuring over 70 galleries.
Okay, very artistic,
it is especially famous for its old warehouse.
And
what your taste in museums, chances are you will find a museum close to your heart when visiting Miami.
How's that for
Here are some
aquarium?
of the best and most interesting museums you should not miss. Perez Art Museum, Miami, featuring 20th and 21st century international artworks. The museum spans over 200,000 square feet and consists of
Let's go to Fairchild's Botanical Garden.
Fairchild's Tropical Botanic Garden is
Lovely.
located in Coral Gables. Today, this 83-acre facility serves as a museum, laboratory, and learning and conservation center. Here, you'll find vast collections of over 2,300 tropical plants from more than
Let's go to
400
Bayside.
species. Bayside Marketplace is a two-floor open-air festival center located in a lovely waterfront setting in downtown Miami, and is Miami's #1 most visited attraction. Take your pick from over 150 shops.
There's a place called Little Haiti.
Haitian Americans live in this vibrant community formed in the 1980s by Haitian diaspora in Miami. Little Haiti is a great place to experience Haitian art, music, and dance.
Coconut Grove. Isn't that in
Miami's oldest neighborhood, Coconut Grove, mixes its early Bohemian influences with a modern and family-friendly atmosphere. The combination of green landscape and Biscayne Bay's glimmering blue waters makes Coconut Grove a perfect escape from busy streets and city life.
And then
Here
the
you can stroll
Everglades,
along
the Florida Everglades.
Most incredible and diverse habitats on the planet. From the cypress swamps northwest to the coral reefs in the Keys, all that results in an astonishing variety of wildlife. With just little luck, you'll see alligators, American crocodiles, friendly manatees, and colorful water birds all in one day.
Anyway, we've just got our passengers. We're all full up and ready to go. We're taking off to go to the Bahamas. Let's see if we can just get clearance. We were cleared earlier before we finished the video. Let's hit it. Without further ado, you can hear the engines spooling up. All the flaps have been put away. The gear is set to pull up as soon as we get airborne. Just released the brake. Flying off into the sun. This is the sunrise instead of the sunset. And we're airborne. Lots of planes over here. As we fly airborne, immediately we should see the coast below us. Let's just try and get there and see what we see. Got a nice strong climb here. Gonna just hold our speed as we're climbing, just till we get above 10,000, and then we're off to all the brand new heights. Let's see what we can see over here. There's the Pacific Ocean. We should fly over the city any moment. Should be below us over there. Let's try and get a view if we can. Yeah, you can see there's Miami City, all the suburbs. There's also the port. I see American Airlines Arena. There's Biscayne Park, and all the beaches would be in that straight line just on that side. Clouds are relatively low. I'm ready to get higher. Let's increase our climb. Isn't she beautiful? Love this aeroplane. There's the runway we've just taken off from. Let's have a look at the pilots. Getting just a tad lower. Yeah, looking good. Bad frame rate, but otherwise all is well. Sun's straight in our eyes. Well, that's what we've got to deal with. What we can do is immediately just turn towards Nassau, try and get that sun out of our eyes. Okay, we're above 10,000. No, not yet. Let's put it into the best climb quickly, so we can get up there. We've now given it full thrust. We're approaching 10,000. You know what? We're so far out. Nobody's even going to see that we are flying at more than 250 knots. Let's get up there. We want to get up to about, say, 40,000 feet or 35,000. Let's get nice and high and enjoy some high speed flying as we take ourselves out to the Bahamas. Where's Dudley gone? He's probably gone to the to the restroom. Oh, I can see some other jets pretty high up. We're gonna be up there, dude. So you can show off as much as you like, but we're coming up there. We've got a speedster here. We're already up at double the height of about 1 or 2 minutes ago, and we're rocketing up there. No problem to get up there. Wow, look at that jet, leaving a lovely contrail. Straight line in the sky. Now contrails are moisture that has been pierced by the speed of that aeroplane, and it leaves like a little cloudlet, but in the form of it dissipates, but after a while. So these are actually tiny lines of clouds. Very nice though, very, very nice. Let's look from the outside. Let's just turn us around and look to the sky. Yeah, you can see it's starting to dissipate from the back end. And we're flying underneath it. You can see some islands coming up on the bottom left, but those are just small little land masses. I don't know if anyone's actually landed there. You can see our map over there. We're heading straight for the Bahamas. And we're looking good. So the Bahamas is a bunch of little sub-islands, not many of them. We can look a little bit closer. And it's a major hub of tourism. All the ships from Florida, they all leave from just slightly north of Miami. North of Miami would be, let's say, Fort Lauderdale, but north of that is West Palm Beach, and that's a favorite leaving place, or they can leave from Miami. I remember I took a cruise, just a short sort of 2-day cruise from Miami, and it takes about 3-4 hours to get there. You hang out, go to the beach, and then you come back in the later afternoon or in the next morning. Really nice. Okay, we're already at flight level 317. We want to get up to about flight level 450, and we're still climbing. You're doing good. You're doing very, very good. Let's see what our aeroplane is. There we are. You can see we left from Miami, so we're about a third of the way. Can you believe it? So fast. I mean, this is incredible. These kind of aeroplanes, they are just insanely, wonderfully fast. You know what we're going to do? We're almost up to 35,000 when we get there. We can go straight and level, and then you'll see our speed rocket. We'll start moving across that map like a rocket. We're almost there. In fact, we are there. I'm going to hit the straight and level button. Or I could have just dropped the nose and switched off any climb controls. I've made that a lot easier. So we're going to hold nice and level over here, and I'm just going to put our destination as flight level 350, and it will hold dead straight there. In the meantime, our speed is starting to climb. We're at 215 knots. Let's compare it to a minute from now. Also notice our ground speed. If we are 215, look at our ground speed. It's 420 knots now. So it's almost double our ground speed, or sea speed if you like. In this case, at this level, we have some winds that are known as what are they called? Jet winds, or whatever it is. They are really, really fast winds, and they are normally at much higher up, and they help the aeroplanes get faster to their locations. All you have to do is get up to that wind belt and and it's really quick. You can just sail on those wind belts depending how fast they are, and if you're really a clever flight route controller, you'll figure out what winds are available and what altitudes you'd like to fly at, and you fly there. Look at us, we're already at 530 nautical knots, so that would be about 800 kilometers per hour. I mean, that is really fast, really quick. This private jet has that capability, but remember, we are pretty high up, so we can't stay up here for too long. We are about halfway of where we're going. Let's see the estimates that we are given. So we do have some weather conditions, but based on this, if we just overflew the Bahamas in 10 minutes only from now, you'll see it's up there, 10 minutes, we would overfly the Bahamas. But because we're landing, is probably going to be a little bit more, maybe 13 minutes or 14 minutes, depending on how we approach the airport. And we are going to approach much slower, and we have to descend, but which will make us much faster. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and then we are going to circle, so it's probably about 12-13 minutes from now. Let's stay up here. I'm just loving it up top here. Let's have a look at that. Just look at that. Beautiful. We're on over the Pacific Ocean. You can see the belt of islands down there that we're crossing. There's Ocean Key Airport on a tiny little island. Some very tiny little clouds below us. The sun is in our face. Amazing. Lovely. And if you look, we are high enough that even if you look carefully, you'll see, do you see that star over there? There's some more stars over there, and there, and there. We're high enough to almost, look, we have to go a lot further, but if we had to keep on climbing, we'd be in outer space. Look, we're making our own contrails. Let's see what we got. There's our contrails behind us. Can you see it? Let's try and go all the way around it. Yeah. Okay, guys, we can't talk too long here because we do need to think about coming down very soon. So without too much delay up top here, we need to descend to that bank of cloud, which I believe is the star of the Bahamas. Let's get into the cockpit and make those plans. Right, firstly, we need to figure out the wind down there. It's blowing from 110 degrees, only 4 knots. Let's choose an approach here. We've got runway 10, which will use those 4 knots, but we don't really need them. Runway 10 would be good, but then we have to go down and aim slightly upwards. That's a good runway, actually. I'm going to hit it. By hitting it, the nose immediately drops. Do you see it? And we really need to start slowing down, because that 333 at the top there that you're seeing is already a lot faster, because we're going at 569 knots down there. So we got to put a little bit of a limitation on that. I'm going to limit it to about, say, 300 knots. I'm going to put on the auto thruster program, which I developed. There we go. Hitting the auto thruster, and you'll see that we'll cut the engines. You'll hear the engines getting a bit softer. And indeed, if we lift ourselves up, you can see there's the Bahamas below us. Do you see it? You can always see islands. Look at that cyan, beautiful coral-based sea down there. on the left, on the right side. But I have news for you. This is not the Bahamas. Close to the Bahamas. It's part of the Bahamas Islands. This is the mainland of the Bahamas, and just the tip of it. You can't see what's going on with the clouds over there, but let's think of it as we're going to just be passing over a tiny little landmass. Let's just have a look at that map over there and see what we are seeing over here. So we're going to be passing just the tip of this big mainland, crossing over more sea, and we'll land in Nassau, which is the capital city of the Bahamas. We can't really look below unless we go outside the window. Oh man, just look at that. Isn't that just so thrilling? Thrilling! Wow. They call this Berry Islands. Wonder if it's got any stuff about Berry Islands. Never heard of that, to be honest. Let's see if we can just pull up a YouTube of Berry Islands. Okay, get ready for a YouTube on Berry Islands, which is close to where we are, and I can't find it. They say Andros, which is in the Berry Islands. Andros Island. This is the one. Okay, let's have a look at this.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and anything.
And anything is going to be what we're going to be looking at.
Great Barrier Reef. Andros, located in the Bahamas, is renowned for its breathtaking natural beauty and is a haven for adventure seekers and beach lovers. One of its top attractions is the Andros Great Barrier Reef, known as one of the largest coral reef systems in the world.
That is such a
Number
bad
2,
picture.
Blue Holes National Park.
Okay.
Blue Holes National Park is one of the top.
Yeah,
Andros
let's
Island,
go.
located in the beautiful
Look at
Bahamas,
those.
is
Look at
renowned
those
for its
cyan.
pristine beaches and crystal clear turquoise waters.
Turquoise,
With its
yeah.
unspoiled natural beauty and
Lovely, but such bad pictures.
Seeking a unique
Wow.
experience.
You could stay in a chalet
This
like
private
that.
island resort is famous for its pristine beaches,
Kamalame
crystal clear turquoise
Key.
waters, and untapped
Okay, we're getting the idea.
beaches, pampering
Okay,
yourself
okay. All right, I'm done with
Andros
this.
in the Bahamas.
That's
Known for its
Bahamas.
stunning natural beauty
Okay, let's just get our eyes back on the on the prize. Yeah. Okay, thanks very much for that. We are now flying over that peak. Let's have a look at a real street view of where we are here. I don't know if we're going to get anything, but we will have a look because we're kind of out at sea. The closest I've got of that peak is here on this map. I'll show you what I saw. There might not be anything to see here, but this is where we're flying. So just by clicking on it, I can get a street view of where we are. And this is what we're seeing over there. Not so well taken. Let's have a look at that again. Let's move across. What's over here? These look like sandbanks of some sort. Lots of trees. Nichols Town. I wonder what goes on there. Nothing goes on there. There's a little bay over here. Oh, lots of trees again. That might be the bay. Mastic Point Settlement. Lots and lots of trees. So this part is just the northerly part. Look at that step ladder, and look at the water. Interesting, but a little bit green. Don't think it's been stirred up for too long, but it is an interesting picture. Okay, so we've seen that. Thank you very much. And we're still descending. We are moving across. Have a look at the map on the right-hand side. It's Mike Yankee November, which is Nassau. Is it Nassau? Yes, it is. This is Linden Pendling International. That's what it's called. And it's in Nassau. Oh, there's a thunderstorm there. Did you see the lightning? Okay, we're descending through that. Let's just go and see what our status is. So we are descending. We're at 303. We're at 15,000 feet. We've got 17 miles to run. We're looking good. Do we have any other information about where we're going? Well, we could look at highlights of Nassau. So let's call up that Berry Island YouTube business, but instead of Berry Island, we're just going to say Nassau. And we're going, wow, really? Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about the best things to do while visiting Bahamas. Let's do it.
First up in this list of 17 places is Atlantis, Paradise Island here near Nassau, the capital and the largest city of Bahamas. You can be an Atlantis resort guest and stay here, or you can get a resort day pass.
It's got a Juliana beach.
Seemed like most people who were hanging out here was in the afternoon. I would say at nighttime it's not as popular or crowded to be. It's about a 15-minute walk away from the cruise port, so keep that in mind if you're arriving on a cruise. But if you're going to stay in the Bahamas, there's plenty of other beaches aside from this very crowded beach if you're looking for more isolation, even in Nassau. If you're a beach person and you're particularly looking for beaches, consider looking at a beach called Cable Beach, Pink Sands Beach, Gold Rock Beach, Half Moon Beach, and beaches of Stalking Island. But
too many
party
people.
And umbrellas on the beach, suntanning is your thing, Junkanoo is where you're going to want to be. By the way, there are timestamps below so you can jump around from location to location. Next up is island hopping. This is a very popular thing to do in the Bahamas because there's over 700 islands. So much to see and do and explore. You'll be surprised how many are around Nassau alone. And a little later on in the video, we'll show you some of those islands that are around Nassau. Next up is take a cruise. So when you arrive in the Bahamas, you may be arriving on a cruise ship, or you may be departing on a cruise ship. But this is what Bahamas really is known for. As we talked about previously, you can only go to Coco Cay with Royal Caribbean. Also, they have boat tours all around here. You can take a boat tour from Nassau to the Exumas. You can go on a ferry to some of the other islands. They have a glass bottom boat. Just getting out there on a boat, going to a piggy beach. This is all something that's very popular here, and you can commonly get these tours at your hotel or booking through the cruise ship.
Back for another insightful video.
Oh, already.
Today's topic is liability car insurance, aka third-party cover. Well, liability cover is also known as third-party cover.
Okay, we're getting kind of low.
If you damage someone else's property or you injure them, this serves as a financial safety net to
Let's get straight and level because I wasn't watching that.
Remember, liability does not cover you for damage to your own car or injury to you. You would need to get a specific cover called the comprehensive car insurance. Do you need it? Well, do you drive an older car with a lower retail value? Do you typically drive shorter distances, meaning limiting the
we came in really fast
if you
there.
answered yes to most of those questions,
oh, come on.
then liability
Let's
travel
hear that.
agency. The Bahamas does get high swells. The seas can be quite intense, so make sure you wear a life jacket. If the tour operator isn't offering a life jacket, I would suggest that you demand that they give you one before you're going out. It's just a necessary travel precaution to take, especially if you have a family. Rarely are there boating accidents, but they do happen, so don't take it lightly. Now, boat ticket tours do vary in price depending on the activity. For example, if you wanted to go to the Exumas, it's going to cost you around $350 per person.
So here in Bahamas, Miko Dread, these guys got a channel and music. Amazing service. What's the name of the company that gave us the
Mojo's Water Sports?
Man, these guys took 5-star, 5.5 star, 6-star, above 5-star.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you guys check out my music videos. Miko Dread, MECODRED. Check out my YouTube channel.
What kind of genre is it? Is it like rap or is it reggae?
Like a little dancehall reggae type of thing.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Wow, lovely.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. See you when you come now.
Next up, let's explore around the old town of Nassau. So you'll see these colorful buildings, lots of history here. I saw more rum cake restaurants and seafood restaurants around this area than anywhere I've seen in the Caribbean. So if you love rum cake, that's definitely something you're gonna find right here. And right next to the cruise port terminal is the world famous Bahamas Straw Market, and some other places that are popular to check out, going to be the Queen's Staircase, the Pirates of Nassau Museum. You can learn all about is exclusive to Exima Islands, but now they've actually set one up here in riding jet skis, which you can do all across the Bahamas. One of my dreams is to actually ride jet skis in the Exima Islands. They also have banana boats. In this case, we actually have the Shamu boat out at the Piggy Beach. Those are all complimentary and included in the actual tour, so you don't have to expect to pay anything extra. And one of the most popular activities is definitely scuba diving, whether it's scuba diving in the deeper waters or the shallows. A lot of the Bahamas is very shallow, but you will see on occasion tigers, sharks, and other sharks. The safe one to be around is the nurse shark. Now what we're going to do is talk about some important things that you should know when visiting the Bahamas. We're going to talk about everything from the arrival process, currency, to more information about the islands, transportation, getting around, all of that good stuff. So we're going to talk about that now. Let's get into it.
So the first thing you should know is the arrival process. So you basically need your passport, no visa or anything, especially if you're coming from the U.S.
Let's see some more stuff.
There is a Bahamas dollar, but it's equal to U.S. dollars. First area around the cruise port, very safe. But is go out to Piggy Beach. Now there's about 4 different Piggy Beaches, so November until around April, May, and that season is because of the hurricanes, but really at the end of the day, or French or anything like that, so that's a good thing. When it comes to communication, getting around, people are very easy to talk to, no challenges there. People are friendly, so that makes things a lot more smooth when you're getting around Nassau or any of the islands, just asking questions, right? Now, one thing I would say about the Bahamas, there is around 700 coral islands. There's probably about 4 main ones. We talked about Freeport, we talked about the one in Nassau, which is actually a small island. It's not even the biggest island. There's Grand Bahama, and you know, you have the Eximas, which are very small, but really lots of small islands all around here. Even in
We're
Nassau,
about to turn.
Islands. They call them coral islands. Yeah, and about 30 of those islands are actually inhabited. When it comes to transportation and getting around the islands, typically you're going to take a taxi, although you can rent a car. Just keep in mind that they drive on the other side of the road than they do in the United States. People call that the wrong side of the road. Some people call it the right side of the road, but you get the idea. Even the steering wheel is going to be on the other side. So if you're driving and you're not used to it, getting a rental car, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Definitely something you're going to find right here. And right next to the cruise port terminal is the world famous Bahamas Straw Market, and some other places that are popular to check out, going to be the Queen's Staircase, the Pirates of Nassau Museum. You can learn all about the real Pirates of the Caribbean, National Art Gallery of the Bahamas for those of you who want to see some of the art scene. They also have the Fort Charlotte nearby. And of course, because it is nearby the cruise port, you're going to see lots of shopping for souvenirs and jewelry that's typical in the Caribbean. And then they have some horse and carriage that you can also do for those of you who are interested in exploring downtown Nassau this way. Then you have local food. As you can see right here, I got a seafood boil that came with corn and some crab and shrimp. Also, you're going to have jerk chicken here, coconut rice.
Okay, let's put this to bed a little bit as we just land here quickly. We are now approaching runway 10 on our final approach. Let's just tell everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to land at Nassau. Please fasten your safety belt, put your peripherals in the front pocket of the seat in front of you, and enjoy it. And there's our runway right ahead of us. Wow. A little bit loud, this. Let's try something better. There's the runway ahead of us. You can see some of the docks here. A little bit low. Remember, we've been high, so I've got to calibrate the directional instrument and also the barometer. Beautiful, really. That's the real weather there today. And our runway is just ahead of us over here. So coming in for a nice soft landing. Okay, let's get ready for that. Some trees over there, going over. Humidity in the sky, a bit of rain. It's raining here. In the Bahamas, it won't last long. That's for absolute sure. Bring up the nose a bit. Lovely soft landing, 170. And we want to stop at the airport building, wherever that might be. Let's just zoom in on our map. That's not helping much. Where's the airport building here? It's probably at the end of this runway. To just cross over here, and then we'll just go straight a little bit and then turn left. We'll go over this runway and then turn left on the taxiway there. You can see it's like a little map of the airport. You don't know where you're going. I mean, you land at a place and there's just roads going left, right. Well, you best either get directions from the controller or you navigate via GPS. And here we're coming up to some one-story buildings I'm seeing over here. We're just going to drop our passengers off. A person who will help us with just alignment here. Just watch for the guy with the batons. He should be standing somewhere here. Where is he? There he is. Watch his batons. He says turn left. Now he's saying come. He'll put his hands up, and that means we're good. And hands down, and that's our perfect parking place. And I am really eager and ready to go to the beach.